I think that Rabbi Yisrael Salanter was very right about the centrality of ethics in Torah, and that seeking that and finding that should be the most important thing. But the flaw of the musar movement itself would be that of integrity. That is, that the idea that virtue is one integral whole, and that if you're learning Torah all day, that means that other parts of virtue, like honesty or other types of virtue, would be like not stealing, not cheating, would be consistent with that, and that just doesn't. That's not borne out by the facts. And that would go with the Chassidut also. The idea that somebody's going to be praying like the whole day, every day, or something, that's going to mean that they're going to be a holy person, and that they're going to have virtue, in other words, and they're going to be honest and benevolent and decent people and other things besides the prayers. That's just not borne out by the fact. People's personalities tend to be very fragmented and very much dependent on the situation. Many people will, lie to one person and not to another. It's it seems that traits are situation dependent a lot. But Yisrael Salanter was looking for the trait that would mean that people would be moral in all traits. So he was thinking like the people are going to be learning musar, learning the books of ethics and Torah, and that's going to be the one central fact that's going to affect all the other traits. It's going to bring around virtue. I don't think that's borne out by the facts, or learning Torah all day, or prayer all day, or even giving tzedakah, or even giving charity. I don't think any of these things are like that. There's a person doing one aspect, like learning all day. I don't think there's any like probability factor that other aspects of virtue are going to be correlated with that. One of the problems with that would be that in order to be virtuous, one would, there's the aspect of, moral responsibility. In other words, like some people might be virtuous because the situation just doesn't come up to not be virtuous. They might be sitting and learning because it's possible to do so. Or not that they really love the idea of Torah or something, but, this is a good, easy way to make a living. And then there's also a problem of the system that they're believing in. Some people might be naturally predisposed to be kind and loving, but if the system that they're following, says that, secular Jews are like ants, so why would he feel more of a guilt of conscience to step on than to hurt some Jew that he doesn't feel is like his type of person. Maybe they believe in the state of Israel, or maybe other things are wrong with them. So why would it bother him hurting this person any more than it would stepping on an ant? I mean, that's his belief system, right? So there's a few basic problems with that whole model. Unless, of course, you take in Rabbi Moshe ben Maimon into account, which puts the whole Torah onto the basis of reason. But I wanted to sort of clarify that. Rabbi Moshe ben Maimon, he doesn't make the Torah and reason, faith and reason, that is, to be, it's not the same thing as it just being one organic whole, and he's not combining them, he's not integrating them. He does it by an act of fusion. Fusion is like when you take, it was borrowed from chemistry, but it means, at least in physics, that you take you take hydrogen and you make it into helium, you make and that's what Rabbi Moshe ben Maimon does with every atom of every mitzvah of the Torah, is when he combines it with reason, so that that's fusion. He fuses together Torah and reason, not combines them, or says that they're somehow coherent together or compatible. No, not him. He says they're completely one, and reason is the main thing by him. No question about it. And the Torah is something that expands, that comes out of reason. Okay, well, thank you for listening.